Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Bell, aka Stakuyi, and welcome back to another Dev Diary for Aura History Untold. My friends, if this is the first time that you are here, welcome. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe and ring the notification bell to stay updated with the latest content as we approach launch. And now for those of you who are familiar with our Insider program, you will know that we just wrapped up our third technical alpha, and we have a ton of great insights to share. So here to speak on that is none other than Marc Meyer, president of Oxide Games. Marc, welcome back to the show. How have things been going with the studio?
Oh, things have been great. It's been a hugely exciting time. You know, we're running through fixing bugs, pulling everything together, getting everything in prime shape for shipping. It's such an exciting time to be working on a game.
All the fun stuff right before the big moment when it all launches.
Yeah.
Well, that is great to hear. With that covered, let's go ahead and dive straight into Technical Alpha 3. What are your goals specifically for TA3?
For TA3, our goal was to get the game in front of as many players as we could. We wanted to see as many people playing the game as we could have for it. Getting all of the player feedback, all of the information coming in, hardware specs, seeing how it performs on a variety of different machines, and just getting tons and tons of feedback from our players.
If I recall correctly from the details, didn't this have like double the player base from the previous technicals? How did that level of engagement compare with what you previously had?
Oh, it was great. I mean, we got a lot more feedback than we had in the past. Tons and tons of information coming in that we go through and start figuring out, okay, what are we going to fix? How are we going to adjust things for the players? It's been wonderful.
Besides the numbers, was there anything else that was different about this in comparison to the previous technical tests?
Well, probably the biggest thing was the inclusion of multiplayer this time. Near the end of the TA3, after it had been out in the wild for a little while, we opened up the multiplayer gates and let people start making games online and playing against each other. We had some dev days where we could play with us, and lots and lots of people participated in all of that.
That is one of the big questions that people, when games are usually launched, that's one of the big things that people have is what is multiplayer going to look like then? So what was the overall sentiment from players? How did that compare to the previous tests?
It was great. Compared to the previous ones, you know, the biggest difference was the volume of feedback that we got. It was more than double. We had something like 11,000 hours played, which was just absolutely amazing. Huge volume of feedback that's been wonderful for us.
So, I mean, with all that feedback, were there any trends that you noticed? Like, okay, as an example, was there like a popular leader that was the most common one that was chosen, preferred improvements, specific things that you noticed? Oh, yeah, people are gravitating towards this more than others?
Yeah. Julius Caesar was the most popular leader across the Tech Alpha. I know there were, there you go, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Libraries, I think, were the most impactful improvement on quality of life for player cities. And then I think the most consumed amenity was feasts, which you put on your cities to increase happiness and health.
That would make sense. So with so many people doing all of these different things, giving so much feedback, how important has that been in shaping the development and refinement of the game as it gets closer to launch?
Oh, player feedback has always been kind of one of the key driving factors in refining Aura and developing it. The more feedback we get, the better the game gets overall.
I see. Well, that brings up an important question then. All of the stuff we've been talking about so far have been for the Insider program, leading up to things before launch. Are there any plans for what's going to happen with the Insider program post-launch?
Yeah, I mean, we intend to keep it running. You know, post-launch, we want to continue with the updates and providing news to the insiders before anyone else and getting feedback from them. You know, it's one of the best ways for us to be able to continue to shape the game and get feedback from sort of these dedicated fans.
Like a dedicated beta for the people who really want to participate and help it to grow.
Yeah, exactly. We give them more information and ping them about ideas.
That is awesome. Thank you again for joining us here, Marc. Do you have any final thoughts or messages for the community as we wrap up the TA3 report and look to launch later this year?
Oh, I'm just super excited. You know, we're coming up on launch. I cannot wait for the world to see Aura in all of its glory.
I get it. And thank you to all of you then who have been watching. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe for future Dev Diary episodes and follow us on the social platforms of your choice. Make sure to join the Insider program at aurahistoryuntold.com and do not forget to wishlist Aura History Untold before it releases on September 24th of 2024 this year. Thank you, my friends, once again, and we will see you all here next time.